Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shaver Ranch Plus Wolves.
Howdy, folks. I am Seed Pod Man, ready to plant a garden.
Happy Father's Day out there, everybody.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah, I got a new hat. As you know, I like hats, if you watch the channel. And I got a new garden hat for Father's Day. If you've been following, also, we have been talking about growing our own seeds to be even more self-reliant than we already are. These are still really green, and I've been calling them kohlrabi, but what I found out is they're actually turnips. They're very similar, the same family and everything, but I reached down in there and looked, and my little markers say turnips, not kohlrabi. But kohlrabi would do the same thing and just be a little bit different. Turnips are good though. They store very well over the winter and good for you, a lot of food per plant. So these are still growing. And if you want to step over here, show you what the purpose is. I got some ready here. These are the dried seed pods. And you just break them open. And there's all the seeds popping out of them. So you just sit here and grind away at them. They fall right out. Gather them up in a sheet. And then I scoop them up, put them in a little envelope. And seal them up, mark it, the year, what they are, and ready to go. Now, what I'm doing is experimenting. I don't know, some of you may, if they need a dormancy period, but I planted some that I just got just now, like I just did, and I planted them, and I'm watering them, and we'll see if they pop up.
Yeah.
If they do, good to go, we're ready to go. And I'll let them grow and see if they produce true, if they're true heirloom seeds, and then I'll know that this is a successful endeavor.
Cool.
Carrots are still growing. This is the big one that we've been watching a long time. Starting to get a little yellow here, which means they'll be drying out soon. This is the first time I've ever done this with carrots. And the carrot seeds are so tiny. Gonna have to be very careful. What we'll probably do is get a big paper sack or plastic and wrap it around this, shake it vigorously, and let the seeds fall out of it.
So would the seeds be in these flowers?
Oh yeah, that's where seeds come from, right in the middle of they develop in the middle of the flowers.
Okay.
Pollinated, and I saw a bee on here earlier. Pollinate it, and then the seeds form.
Sounds kind of dumb, but what I meant was there's seed pods there, and then there's flowers there, so I didn't exactly know.
Come right back over here. See all these flowers?
Ah, okay.
All of these pods were flowers. If you go back in the videos, all these were flowers, and they develop into seed pods.
Okay.
Want to check out the mullein? I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This is a weed basically, but it's very medicinal. Has lots of uses. And I just got information from one of my YouTube subscribees that you can really make some good stuff out of the flowers. Make a tincture and everything, and the leaves, just very medicinal. It's awesome. Berries are doing good also.
They're there.
They're coming along. Strawberries being eaten by slugs. Tons of slugs in here. Oh, and a cat.
Let's see if I could. Oops.
Look at that. It's hollow. So, you can't put poison for the slugs, but they make good stuff nowadays that is non-toxic to animals, and you can put it on edible food, fruits and vegetables.
Or you could always try the good old-fashioned trick of the alcohol in a tub.
Beer.
Yeah.
You put a little beer in there. Don't want the cats to drink it.
No.
Be crazier around here than it already is.
Ah!
So we might try that also. They get in there, they actually get drunk, and they fall in and drown.
Yay!
For the beer. But I got some non-toxic poison for the snails and slugs. We don't have snails up here, but we have slugs. In fact, I gave the chickens a huge banana slug the other day. They loved it.
Cool.
Slug didn't appreciate it, but yeah.
Oh well.
Chickens are happy.
Yeah, you're doing well. We need to introduce them soon. The other chickens are getting pretty big. The newest additions.
Once again, exploding. A lot of catnip, which the cats love. I think I should just go into business and farm catnip.
There you go.
I mean, we're not even trying, and it's growing so crazy.
Dry it, grind it.
We've picked tons of it and given it to the cats. They love it. They're very happy.
Maybe a local farmer's market or something.
Yeah. Look at these berries. Can you zoom into that?
Let me get close. zooming doesn't work very often. Wow.
So they're ripening up, and I had to tie because I remembered last year. See, I'm a learning droid. In a windstorm, they all fell over and broke, and we lost a bunch of berries. So I've initially just got this little string here. It's paracord to kind of keep things up. As it grows, I'll put more to keep it up. All those tall ones up there, that's the fall harvest.
Oh.
This is the spring harvest.
Nice.
Awesome. All this is like going crazy. Every weekend I come and I trim and thin, and we use like turnip greens. You can cook and eat collard greens, obviously, that's what you're growing them for.
Yep.
Cook them up and eat them. Potatoes, doing great this
So
year.
This provides a continuous amount of food.
Yeah.
And if we had it twice the size, it would
Someday.
Produce enough to survive on.
Sunflowers are doing great. Obviously, I have to crawl my way in here and tie that one up because it's falling over. This one, I don't know if you can see, I tied it because it was falling completely over.
That one. Yeah.
But wow, a lot of sunflowers.
Nice. We're making up for our failure last year when the deer ate it.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Not this time around. I just experimented and put a few in last year.
Yeah.
And I had a beautiful sunflower and the deer came and ate it.
Hello, Shadow.
Random berries growing here. Tomatoes are doing great.
Yep. We're getting some pretty warm weather, so they're really appreciating that.
Onions still doing really good. Look at all the flowers. Those are all tomatoes, if everything goes well. We always do these videos before I've come and thinned things out.
So it grows again, and then it's still overgrown.
Yeah, see? Look at this, a good example. These are carrots. I gotta thin this out. More potatoes growing great.
It's because we gotta work all day, and by the time we're done working, it's too dark to film, so.
Yeah. Squash is going insane.
Wow.
Look at the nice flowers in there that are becoming squash.
Oh yeah.
Corn is still struggling to try to pop up. Look at this.
Yep.
I've trimmed this many times off of the corn. There's still corn in there. It's supposed to be, 3 feet high by now.
I believe that we've learned, or that we've said this in prior episodes or
Yes.
previous episodes. Certainly we should plant the corn maybe even a month ahead of time.
Well,
And that way it gives it the opportunity to grow before the squash
Yes.
squashes it.
yeah, just let the corn get high before I plant the seed. Well, I did that, but the corn didn't pop up.
Yeah.
I replanted like 3 times. I said, "Where's my corn?" I had to replant. Well, the squash didn't have any problem. It grew.
Nope.
So the poor corn didn't have time to catch
The
up.
squash always seems to be the most successful of anything that we grow.
Yeah, check this out. Looks like corn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's a weed. You can tell it's all hairy
See
here.
the fuzz?
And you can just tell it's just a grass weed. This is corn.
I can't get this camera to focus.
And this is corn.
Yeah.
That's corn. So basically, we're not going to get a lot of corn this year. That's all there is to it. But squash gives you so much food that I'm not disappointed. We're just going to have a lot more squash than corn this year. That's all there is to it. Now over there that we'll see is a lot of squash also. Lots of turnips. Like I said, turnips are great. Try to get the most bang for our buck. Grow as much food for the limited space that we have. Some people would say that's limited space. Well, for us, we want to grow all of our own food.
Yeah.
Of course, there's never going to be a time unless you have 100 acres of wheat fields that you can grow all of your own food. But you know what I mean, most of it. Peppers, they're just waiting for some heat to pop up. We got flowers, and look, a little baby pepper is growing.
Yeah.
Asparagus is still growing over there. Of course, won't get anything till next year out of those. It's a ongoing plant.
It's a process.
Nothing here. And look, pretty sure this is, well, obviously it's a weed, but I think it's lamb's quarters, which is very good weed to have. It's edible and medicinal.
As we get a close-up on that, maybe someone could tell us.
Pretty sure it is.
Yep.
And for Father's Day, I got a new edible weed book.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna dig into that. Uh-oh. This is also edible, but I don't want it in the middle of onions. Ah, it wouldn't
Nope.
pull up.
No such luck.
I'll have to reach in. This is where I'm getting all those seed pods because look how dark they are.
Getting close.
I've already got a ton. I've got enough seed to plant acres of turnips.
Here comes Poopy. Poopy. Hi, Poop. She's our neighborhood cat.
Yeah, somebody put a flea collar on her, not us.
Yeah, so somebody put a flea collar on her.
She belongs to somebody.
Hello. She visits.
So, lot of squash. Lot of squash. Squash, 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 squash.
Whew, that grows big.
A lot of potatoes, and I have.
We're not having trouble with mold this year, or whatever it is.
It's powdery mildew.
Powdery mildew.
I
that's
already preemptively used the milk and water mixture and sprayed all over it a couple of weeks ago.
It's supposed to be there, but it's not.
That's because it belongs in this tree.
Yeah. That tree.
Kind of too much shade here under this tree, but the sun comes from this direction, and it obviously it's growing well.
Yeah.
Potatoes here are growing like crazy. I mounded them once, so I'm not too disappointed. I need to mound them again, but if I get around to that, I don't know.
We need more of those slats.
Yeah. But we're doing pretty good, I think.
Uh-oh. Getting away from time here. Got about 12 minutes on. Time marches on.
Taters. These I planted later, so I mean, if you go back on the videos, it was just a couple of weeks ago they were popping out of the soil. So, do need to mound those up again.
Yep.
My trash can tomatoes, I did get around to mounding them. Yeah, you think, well, there's a lot more room in there. Well, this is a lot better than it was. I did get some soil in there. Oops, I left my hose on, it's dripping here. So yeah, we don't have to look at each individual one. These popped up voluntarily. Those are potatoes. Don't really need them here because this is supposed to be cucumbers. And I got some coming up. I might replant. This didn't do anything earlier, so
well, there's a little guy there. We don't know.
It was cantaloupe, but I thought I would experiment and put rutabagas. Rutabagas. I like to say that.
Rutabagas.
Rutabagas. Rutabagas. Look, I think that's popping up right there.
That one?
Blingo, blango, blongo.
I don't know if that'll show up. I don't know.
But anyway, hey, it's a new thing, rutabagas. So
yeah,
and it's another crop that overwinters really well.
Nice.
Our goal is to grow food for us, and it has to overwinter. Potatoes, turnips, kohlrabi, and now rutabagas. We're experimenting. We're going to be as self-reliant as possible.
Cool. So, if you have any questions or comments, please do so below. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more.
How could you not?
Have a great day.